Again, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for accepting me here. And let's see how. I'm Wendy Shan, and I'm a programmer at the University of Alberta Library for the DMP Assistant application. But today it's not about DMP. So my story starts on the weekend afternoon while I was just cleaning my apartment floor and listening to a podcast talk about a museum actually preserve a NFT object. I was very excited, because I think my library might get similar requests like this in the future. So I opened the museum link and I saw this. It's neat, right? It's very neat. So I kind of out of curiosity began to Google this NFT, and I clicked the first Google link that I had, and it like this. So this is OpenSea.io, by the way, and I play on the second link for a while because it had so many actually fun information, like the price of the NFT, who used to own it, what are the related NFTs, kind of like this. And then once I played for a while, I was hit by a question. Okay, so in the future, if the commercial websites doing a better experience in building than my library about presenting the NFT, what's the role of my library going to be? So I began to brainstorm this idea, and during my research, I passed through the Crunchbase, and I saw just in the first half of 2022, there are around thousands or 10,000s of new startups already began to jump into blockchain, metaverse, Web 3.0 field. I even not to mention established companies. So, okay, if all of these companies are jumping and take care of the user experience, what library could do in the future? And I think I have an answer. In the future, library could rebrand as the knowledge master in the meta universe. And in order for us to do that, there are 3 hard and easy steps. Everything will be 3 steps. So first of all, we built functional-based chain based on our team's need. So this is the steps that each of team go to discover their own requirements, began to talk, began to debate, and began to make mistakes and create pilot applications. So for example, for the asset management team, they could try to build a chain for ebook transfer only. So for all the transactions, it will be recorded into the blockchain and have a consensus that if any of the ebook actually reaching the maximum borrow status, we send a signal that this ebook is unavailable, and we can detect if any of the stakeholders, public chains like publishers, borrowers, us, libraries, who validate this role. Because blockchain is literally one way of truth. It's totally transparent, it's trustless. All the stakeholders into this process have to agree with the result we see, and thus we avoid copyright disputes. So after this first step, it's time to chain together. We will get opportunity to chain together, and if you see the slide looks a little bit awkward, I will just express my meaning of it. So in this step, we not only connect inside of our department, so department and chain connect together, but it's a time for us to connect outside of chains, like publisher chains, like NFT market chains. So in this step, we aim to build a solid cornerstone, tech cornerstone for us to develop the user experience in the last step. So in this step, we connect each other, we test the full backend. And the last step is, since we get a very good tech base, we can actually move to think about what we're going to do in the metaverse. So our goal in this step is combine what we have before with all of the advanced technologies like AR, VR, artificial intelligence, all of this to focus on build a consistent but personalized experiences. So our goal is to make sure that for anyone or any of the organizations, they come to the library, they come to Canadian Library, and they will fully trusted us because we not only just give them information, we will give them the knowledge. we will be the master of all the knowledges for anyone who just, virtually traveling around in the metaverse or physically going for us for help. All right, I know this sounds like really, can we really do that? But dreams doesn't come to itself naturally, so I'm here to call for the actions. So now I suggest that for all the teams, we come back and we begin to discuss this idea with our teammates. We start a talk, we start to build pilot applications. And meanwhile, I will organize follow-up podcasts, meetups, community spaces for us to gather the ideas and feedbacks and see how each others are doing. So I totally believe that if we all work together from now, in the future, we will be able to reshape the Canadian libraries to a new level in the web age of 3.0. So thank you all for accepting me. For any questions.